Hey everybody, Pete, Katrina, Tyler, and Steve here on the Disney Dream, getting ready to have dinner inside the Enchanted Garden. This is the first night of our cruise, and we're going to put them through their paces. I'm doing a low-carb diet. Katrina has a gluten allergy, so she has to have special attention to her meals. Tyler and Steve will eat whatever we throw in front of them, so it doesn't
Except
really
for
matter.
fish. Whatever looks good, I'll have.
Whatever looks good. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so we are at Enchanted Garden, as we mentioned, and this is our first night, and we're going to put them through their paces. I am eating a low-carb, I'm doing the keto diet, so I'm doing low-carb, high-fat, and Katrina has a gluten allergy, so she's doing gluten-free. So we are, and if you see my phone come up, this is how we have to record our audio right now because there's a lot of noise in here. I started out, and anyone who watches this who knows me is going to think that I've been kidnapped by aliens and been replaced with someone else. I have ordered the ahi tuna and avocado appetizer. It did come with some things that were not cool, and it also comes with a wasabi sauce, which I don't do wasabi. So we got them to replace it with a tzatziki sauce. I'm doing a romaine wedge with romaine lettuce. It came with a Romano sauce, which was sounded like almost a Thousand Island-y. It had ketchup in it, which is not keto friendly. So I had them swap that out for blue cheese. And then I've gone with a slow roasted chicken breast for my main course with, and this is where people are gonna fall off their chair. If the ahi tuna didn't get you, the fact that I went out of my way to ask for broccoli and cauliflower will. So let's see with this tempered menu how they do.
Okay, so for my appetizer, I went with the North Atlantic lobster roll, or lobster ravioli, sorry, because I prefer extra gluten because it's a pasta.
Stealing my joke.
Yes, I will steal jokes because they get laughs. And then I went for the romaine wedge salad, and then I for the main course I went with the pork tenderloin medallions. So I'm excited. I'm not a big pork fan, but I wasn't super impressed with the options. They have the lighter offerings, which had some more stuff that I was interested in, but I think that they offer the lighter offerings at every restaurant. So I wanted to go with something that's only at Enchanted Garden, so I went with the pork medallions. So we'll see. I'm excited.
Okay, so I have the gluten allergy, so I decided to go, they had me pre-order my stuff before everybody else, just so they could kind of start preparing it accordingly. So for the appetizer, I decided to try the cucumber garden roll with julienne carrots, bell peppers, zucchini, cilantro, dressed with some kind of white soyu and lemon dressing. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna change it up to make it gluten-free. As for the soups and salads, I tried the asparagus soup with crab meat and asparagus tips. And then for the main course, I tried the pan-seared sea bass because they said they could do it gluten-free. And with fava beans, pea risotto, sliced fennel, and dill chive wine sauce. So it sounds pretty good. But also on the menu, I kind of want to point out that they do have I don't know if you can get a shot of that, but they have little gluten-free little symbols on the side, so they can do those gluten-free. So we'll see what's different on the sea bass. I can't wait.
Alright guys, so I ended up getting the Applewood smoked bacon and wild mushroom tart, which sounded really interesting to me. Sounded the most interesting out of all the little appetizers, to me personally. And then I had to get the cream of asparagus soup because I really love asparagus. It's probably my favorite vegetable, so I'm excited for that. Soup, vegetable together, it's the best. And then as for my entree, I got the prime rib, which comes with thyme roasted vegetables, a double baked potato, and some au jus and some horseradish. Horseradish is my favorite thing. It's it gets up in your nose, and that, I don't know, I'm all about spicy food. I know that's weird, but I am. So I'm really excited for everything. What's cool is the bread is really good. It comes with a garlic chickpea kind of dipping thing on the side, and it's almost like hummus or something. It's very delicious, nice and garlicky, hummusy. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited for dinner.
Okay, so I had, as I mentioned, the ahi tuna and avocado, and I had them do a tzatziki sauce on the side. Well, I'll tell you what, the tzatziki sauce was completely unnecessary. In fact, it took away from the flavor of the tuna and the avocado, which was amazing. I'm blown away how much I liked it. It was so good. Everything was fresh, really good flavor profile. I know it comes with a wasabi sauce. I don't think this needs anything. Really and truly, it had such a nice flavor profile between the avocado, which was fresh, and the tuna, which was also fresh. And I can't believe I'm talking like this about tuna. That's my biggest shock right now. But it was delicious, and everybody else tried it, and they said the same thing.
So as previously mentioned, I had the lobster ravioli. It came in a tomato broth. And the ravioli itself was really flavorful, really good. You could actually taste the lobster. It didn't hide behind the pasta, so it was very flavorful. The tomato broth was very flavorful. The only thing I will say is that because the tomato broth was so light, it didn't really attach to the ravioli. So when you pulled the ravioli, you cut a piece off and ate the ravioli, it really had none of that tomato broth left on it. So it was just, you're kind of eating two separate appetizers. Like, you're eating a tomato broth and you're eating a ravioli. You're not really eating one dish together, even though they are served together. I don't know if that sounds weird, but it was good. I would probably get it again because I enjoyed it, but just know that you're not really getting a combination of flavors. You're kind of having two separate things all in one plate.
Okay, so for mine, the cucumber roll thing, honestly, I wasn't really impressed. It was just what Tyler said was rabbit food. It was just, zucchini, carrots, one little slice of bell pepper wrapped up in like thinly sliced cucumber. And it was like, it just needed like something like avocado or like onion or something. It just was just really plain and bland. It was definitely just like a little, honestly, there's really nothing much to talk about. It was just vegetables wrapped up together. So,
Okay, so I ended up getting the bacon and mushroom tart, as I said before, and it was really good. I thought it was seasoned perfectly. It had the right amount of salt and pepper and everything. And it had this bacon taste throughout, so every bite you took, it tasted kind of bacony, had some mushroom on top. It was super delicious, super fluffy from the eggs, and it had this nice little crust around the outside that was just, it wasn't too crust, it wasn't too much crust, it was just the right amount. So I actually really enjoyed it. I would definitely get that again, so thumbs up for me.
All right, so for my salad course, I had the most basic salad a human being could have. It was literally a hunk of romaine lettuce with blue cheese dressing on it. I didn't want the croutons because it's carbs, and there's not much I can say about it. It was lettuce and blue cheese dressing. For my main course, I had the slow roasted chicken breast. And rather than have any carby sides, I went with cauliflower, broccoli, and asparagus. And I left the blue cheese on the table from the from the lettuce wedge. I gotta say, it was good. The chicken was well cooked. It was a little on the dry side, but not bad. It was very flavorful. Now, instead of having, we had a restart because the waiter keeps coming up. This is also, I want to point out that this is like, we're really being rushed through this meal. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half, so I guess I can't really say that, can I?
It certainly feels like
it feels like we're being rushed. So alongside my chicken, I got some cauliflower, some broccoli, and some asparagus, and I was really impressed. It seemed like they were steamed, so they were not. It was fresh. It was crisp. Had good flavor, good texture. And a little blue cheese dressing can go a long way to dress up an otherwise bland meal. So it was good. It was good. This was actually better than I expected. But the star of the show for me, I can't believe it, the ahi tuna and avocado, absolutely outstanding. And I want to just point out that, on keto we do heavy cream, not half and half. I asked for half and half with a cup of decaf, or heavy cream with a cup of decaf, and he says, "Oh, we don't have heavy cream." Every bar on the ship has it. Every bar on the ship. So, just a little note: it's going to be really dependent on the server, and how willing they are to kind of go that extra little mile for details like that. So. That's it.
Okay, so I, like Pete, got the romaine wedge salad. I am not keto, so I had the croutons and the dressing, which was a Romano dressing. It was basically like
Thousand
Island with like more ketchupiness to it. I actually did not enjoy the dressing. I think blue cheese probably would have been better. I wouldn't recommend the romaine wedge salad. It was meh. As far as salads go, I think there are much better salads. So, but anyways, moving on. I got from my main course, I had the pork tenderloin medallions. The pork was good, but the star of the show was the cognac sauce that it came in was amazing. It reminded me of like a really good holiday meal, which, considering it's the middle of summer, sometimes like when you have things that don't really feel like the season that you're actually in, they don't like match the feeling that you're having. But I think this was so good that it doesn't matter if it's Christmas time or the middle of summer or whatever. It is so good. And so the sauce alone makes this dish a winner for me. But yeah, overall, I would, just because the sauce is so good, I would get it again.
Okay, so done with the soup and the entree, and the soup was, it needed a lot of pepper. I ended up getting the cream of asparagus, and it needed, I had him put some fresh cracked pepper in there, and then I also just kept putting more pepper in after that too, because, I don't know, the taste was just it just wasn't there for me. But once I put the pepper in, it got a lot better. It had barely any crab in there. It said it came with crab, but there was just a little bit of sprinkle of it. I thought it was good overall. I don't know if I would have gotten it again. But then I also got the prime rib, which came with the double baked potato and the thyme-infused vegetables. And the prime rib was cooked perfectly. I asked for medium. It came out medium. It was not too fatty, not and I just love horseradish, so I just dunked horseradish all over that thing. And nothing too spectacular, but it was exactly what I wanted. It was just exactly what I expected, and that's good for me. So the potato, it had a nice flavor to it, and it was perfectly seasoned. I didn't really need to add anything else to it. Overall, I did really enjoy everything that I've had tonight. Actually, for me, the bacon and mushroom tart might be my favorite thing so far. So, yeah, that's my meal.
Okay, so I got the asparagus soup, gluten-free. Apparently there's supposed to be crab in there. I did not taste crab at all. I found little white specks. I thought the crab was like maybe like a little lump crab, and you like find it at the bottom, and it's not. And so I was like stirring the soup, and I could not taste it for the life of me. And then I found like a little white speck, and I was like, I think that might be crab. It was creamy. It tasted like asparagus. Again, I didn't taste crab. I also did what kind of Tyler did, got the fresh pepper, totally made a difference, but then I still needed to keep adding black pepper to kind of like taste it. And it was fine, but it wasn't like the best. My favorite part was my main entree, and I got the sea bass. It was flaky, moist, delicious. It was by far my favorite part of the meal. And it came with this like pea risotto, and it was like perfectly cooked, and with like peas in it, and then you see like maybe a couple fava beans in there, and then the white wine sauce. It was supposed to have like dill and chive in it, and I really didn't taste the dill, but it added like just like another like little hint of richness and flavor to it. So I honestly really like that the best. So by far the sea bass is delicious. I wish you guys would try it, because it's pretty good if you don't like fish. To me it tastes like chicken. Everybody else said it didn't taste like chicken, but I thought it tasted pretty good.
Okay, so for dessert, I had it's like the brownie cookie sundae. It's one tiny little piece of cookie, and then the brownies at the bottom, and then everything else is just chocolate ice cream. Not that that's a bad thing. Chocolate ice cream is great, but it was good. I mean, it was chocolate ice cream and brownies and cookies, so it is what I expected. But nothing like, it's not one of those or desserts that's like, if you're on a diet, you should like break your diet to have this. It's just, chocolate ice cream that you could get at the grocery store, essentially. So it's good. Nothing to write home about, though. So I will say I had the ooey gooey cake or whatever. What is it? Sticky toffee pudding. I hated it.
He's wrong, but okay.
And Tyler disagrees. I think it tastes like coagulated syrup. But I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't think it was actually prepared wrong. I just think it's one of like my weird preferences. So if you're out there and you think I'm wrong, that's your opinion, and my opinion
I
is...
will tell you it tasted like sticky toffee pudding. That's what sticky toffee pudding
My opinion is that it's bad, but that it is what it is. So anyways, on to the next person.
So I ended up getting a pecan tart, and it was really tasty to me. It had everything that you want out of like a pecan pie with a nice little crust. It's my second tart tonight. I don't know. I guess I'm in love with it. But pecan pie is like probably my favorite type of pie. So this was just right up my alley, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then also they brought up the sticky toffee pudding because Pete didn't end up getting any dessert. I tried a bite of that, and I really did like it. It tastes like sticky toffee pudding. So I guess we now know that Steve does not like sticky toffee pudding whatsoever. Like, you're probably not gonna like any sticky toffee pudding ever, but
It's horrible.
but when you mix it all with the ice cream and the caramel sauce and everything, it is pretty spot on. I really like it. And then, well, guys, just so happens that tomorrow's my birthday, so they ended up bringing us a little birthday cake, which was not good at all. It had the mousse kind of like as a frosting, and then there's something about the cake. It's a typical DCL dessert. It's a typical Disney dessert, one of the cheap ones that they give you, which sometimes they're good. Oh, it's getting brighter in here.
Oh, we are being. It's at 2 a.m. Get out of the bar, flights.
Sometimes the free desserts and stuff can be good, but this one was. I took one bite and I was like, I don't need any more of that. So, overall, my favorite was definitely the pecan tart. You can't go wrong with pecans and sugar and stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so I got an orange cake. They said that was specially made gluten-free, and it's made with almond flour. And so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. It was actually really, really good. It was light, fresh, really moist, and then it came with like a raspberry drizzle and like some weird congealed white cream thing on the side, which didn't do anything for me. So, but I really like that orange cake because it just kind of... It was like a good like ending of the night. It was like a good palate cleanser, and I still have that like really nice orange taste in my mouth. So by far, so good. I wish everybody could try it.
Okay, so we've had our dinner. I'm gonna say normally this restaurant is the worst one on the ship. This was actually good. I'm not thrilled with our server team. I like how much attention they are paying to your dietary needs, which is a medical one, so it should get that. Mine just seemed like a complete afterthought. Now granted, mine is a lifestyle choice, not a medical thing, although I am diabetic and it really is helping my diabetes. But I just kind of felt like, because he even asked the question of her, is it a medical condition or is it a lifestyle? And so that seemed to matter to him. And like I said, absolutely a medical condition should take precedence. I'm not suggesting it doesn't. but I also think that any guest on this ship, for what you're paying to be here,
Yeah.
should feel as though whatever, whether it's lifestyle or not, I'm not asking you to make me a different dish that's not on the menu. I'm asking you just to tailor some things. And he just seemed disinterested. So that takes a lot away from it. I don't like our server team.
I just didn't like his attitude either. Like, it just didn't click with our group.
No.
Yeah, that and it just seemed really rushed. Like every time I was barely able to like take a deep breath, and it was just like, okay, here's your food again. And I was like,
and we're trying to film between courses.
Yeah, we're still trying to film.
Yeah.
And we had to film the salad course and the entree at the same time because everything came so fast. So,
which I understand we're like a strange group, like recording things at our table and stuff. But at the same time, if I saw somebody recording something, I would be very cautious not to disrupt it or anything. But he just was very boisterous and just kind of ran right up and didn't
undaunted,
matter. Yeah.
Undaunted, interrupting us right as we're talking to the camera and stuff like that. Not good at reading the room or not good at caring about reading the room. So the only dings I'm giving this place is the service, the service staff. They're not very good. But I gotta tell you, I thought the food overall, scale of 1 to 10, I give this 7 or 7.5. What about you?
I mean, my choices were like, meh. So I think my only entree that I liked was my main entree and dessert. So I think I would probably give it around like a 7.5 because those two made it up.
I think 7.5 is the perfect number for it because it was about what you would expect. It was pretty much average. Nothing blew me away. Nothing was bad. So pretty much average.
And I'll go with, I think we're all kind of pretty consistent here. I'm going to go with the 7.
Just to be different.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. It was, it was passable.
I think it was better than
good.
passable. I thought, there was some really good dishes. Like I said, my
sauce
eye tuna,
the sauce I had was delicious.
There was some really, really inspired parts of this. Mm-hmm. So there's some, I think they've made a lot of progress since the last time I sailed on this ship. I'm really impressed by the quality of everything. There was really a quality to the food, a quality to the preparation. I thought there was some really good flavor profiles going on. And on dishes where there wasn't great flavor profiles, everything was well prepared. Mm-hmm. Nothing was overcooked, nothing was underdone, nothing was, like, oh my God, this is inedible.
Yeah. No one sent anything back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even close.
Yeah.
So we're off to a good start, I think, just in terms of the food. I could do without the service. But all right, so that's it for Enchanted Garden. Hope you enjoyed it.